So I thought I'd start this off with a nice sort of scenic beach route, but you know, that's the sea. But tonight I'm going to see Book of Mormon again. I've got my little costume on underneath this because I don't have time to change anywhere once I'm there. This isn't normally the place I get a train from. Normally I get it from Dorchester, but I was really, really craving a Mackey's breakfast, and this is the only place I can get it from. It was an extra £3 for a train ticket just in case when I get kicked off. But yeah, very nice little beach walk that I'm doing right now just to calm my nerves. I've got about 2 hours till my train, so technically I have all the time in the world. That's gonna go like that, but anyway. Also tomorrow I'm going to Newsies. I'm going to the 1 PM matinee, so looking forward to that. But yes, this is the start to something great. I'm very, very excited to be going back. This trip had to get rescheduled once because the trains got cancelled because there was like a landslide or whatever. It's not that important. Watch me get really distracted in WH Smith because look at these. They're so adorable. They're little pen pots. They're only $3.50. Might have to. I might have to. I'm just trying to kill time here. But I might end up buying something knowing me. I don't have much space left in my bag. I'm on the train now, but we're not going to leave for another like 20-ish minutes. I killed some time, but then I panicked about, you know, how long it would take me to walk to the station. So I kind of ran here and then realised that I didn't have to. That's kind of a theme in these videos really, isn't it? But, you know, I'm on the train now, which is good. So yeah, that's cool. Breakfast was a success, which I'm happy about. That whole clip in WH Smith did not happen. You did not see that. By the way, I didn't end up buying the pen pots, but you know, I might be back. I am getting very, very excited about tonight. Like, very, very excited about tonight. I'm really, really hoping that Brian, Stevie and Connor are all on tonight in the show because, you know, those are kind of the people that I came to see, and not in like a rude way or anything, it's just those are the people that I've drawn stuff for, so I really hope that they're there to receive it. So that's cool. So this is turning into a Elliot try not to use all your phone battery before this evening challenge, but I got here safe. Some of my college friends are actually on the same train. They're seeing Wicked tonight, so it was a coincidence to see them, but it was really nice. I got really tired on the train, so I grabbed a coffee. Now my sort of objective is to get to Leicester Square, so I'm in the general area so I don't like freak out. My battery saving for my phone is going somewhat well. You know, I just hope it lasts a few more hours. Right now it's about 3:30-ish, I think. I got some lunch, it's in my bag, but I also got my bubble tea little fix. I saw the theatre though, and I really want to check out the cast list, like see if I can get a little peek, because I heard on Instagram, he posted on his story, the second cover Elder Price is making his West End debut today. I don't know if it's his West End debut, but it's his Mormon debut. I am really honoured to be seeing that. Obviously his actual like first performance is the 2:30 show, but the 7:30 one is still, you know, his first day being Elder Price, which is really special actually. I know Brian's in it tonight, just don't know about Stevie and Connor. I hope they are. That's why I want to have a look at the cast list just to see, but I'm going to eat my food first and then, you know, have a little bit of a look around. So I couldn't be bothered to get my camera to sit out, so this might be a little bit shaky, but I am sat quite literally cross-legged in Leicester Square because I'm an adult child, and it's comfortable, okay? I'm just eating my lunch now, finishing my tea. I'm gonna have a peek at the cast list, but I really, really, really want to go to the Planet again because I loved it last time. And last time was all the way back in October, so you know, I think it's quite close by. So, and I've got about 2.5 hours until I can actually go into the theatre, so I mean, you know, sightseeing. You know, I tried my best to look at the list just inside the theatre to see, you know, but it goes away so quickly. I'm pretty sure I saw Stevie's name before all the ushers inside kind of looked at me weirdly and I ran away. My friend was like, oh yeah, you can ask them if you can take a picture of it. My anxiety can never. I did go. I did get a really cool Doctor Who wall mount poster kind of thing. It's from like the classic series. It's got all of that stuff on it. It's in black and white. It's super cool. I did debate getting the other one, which said reverse the clarity of the neutral flow on it, which would be really funny. But you know, I'm happy with the one I got. It was only $7.99, so you know, pretty good deal. So yeah, this is just what it looks like, and I just think it looks absolutely sick. They had another one for the Cybermen, but I just feel like the Daleks are more iconic. I have only just sat down. It's about 5 minutes before I'm front row. I'll show you later in the interval probably, because I don't think I've shown you my view from front row before. But the reason it took me so long to sit down is that I was talking to the staff. They are all absolutely lovely, and I'm so excited to see Price's debut today. Obviously it's his second debut, but like it's still really exciting. So this is the view from front row that I didn't show you before. It's like bang in the centre as well. It's stalls A26. I didn't film at all with my cousins because I got there quite late. Obviously in the morning I, you know, had about an hour before I had to go. So I saw their baby. He's really adorable. I can insert a picture if I'm allowed by my cousins. I'm gonna have to wait to tell you about my experience at the Book of Mormon stage door yesterday, because it was absolutely like an unreal experience. Like, I can't believe what I experienced, you know what I mean? They're all being really sweet to me on social media. Like, I left a little story today being like, you know, all of you smashed it, like absolutely smashed it. Because I was in my pink waistcoat and front row, a lot of them started coming up to me as if I was the famous one that had been on the show. So as I say, right now I've probably got about an hour till I can actually go in, so I'm probably just going to find somewhere to sit down, have a bite to eat, because it's cold. I don't want to walk around in the cold really, and it's only an hour, so you know. I also think I just passed some of the actors that are in the show this afternoon, so yeah, I recognise them. That's cool. So I've just got in and I'm already loving like how immersive it is. Like, it looks so cool. I'm about to show you my view. I'm probably not going to vlog for long because there's like a lot of people coming in here, but it seems really cool so far. So this was my view for Newsies. I was in the Manhattan section. I was in row ZC seat 19, I believe. Well, that was a really visually beautiful show. Right now though, my task is to head back to Waterloo station to get my train home, which is also a bus service, which I'm a bit scared about. That was a visually beautiful show. I feel like everything this year is competing. Like, Come From Away, Back to the Future, now Newsies. I've said that they're all visually beautiful, but I guess only one can top, who knows. I very safely made it to Waterloo station, which I'm glad about. I got myself a sandwich just for dinner because I'm hungry, and my train journey, including the bus, is like 3 hours and 15 minutes. I also got myself another bubble tea because I need to survive. Also, I get points on the app, so I mean, that's a good thing. But I think this is where I'm going to end it, just because, again, I've said this all the time, I don't like filming on the train, but all I need you to know, Newsies was brilliant. Yesterday was absolutely insane. So, you know, I'll see you for my review portions, where I will also be reviewing George and Connor's performances in Book of Mormon, because they were new cast members, so look forward to that. My room might be looking a little bit different, but that's because a lot of my stuff has moved because I'm getting new furniture and I'm trying to organise it all, like, you know, move all my clothes and all of that. So it's a bit of a mess right now, but you know, I'm finally sitting down to talk about my Book of Mormon and Newsies trip, the one that you have just seen, which might be my best vlog ever because it was actually a vlog and not like 2 or 3 minutes of me rambling in London whilst being afraid. So the only reason I want to talk a bit about Mormon as well as Newsies, even though I've seen it 4 times now, 5 and 6 tomorrow actually, but the only reason I want to talk about it is because I saw some new cast members that stood out to me. Obviously, I saw Tom Zander's last show in the role as Cunningham, and this was the first time I was back since then. So I got to see Connor Pearson in the role. As you can see, I got Connor's signature on my little program, I also managed to meet Stevie this time. That was so wonderful. He was amazing. I'm also really excited to hopefully see him tomorrow again because the cast is so lovely. I'm going to insert a few pictures of my interactions here because they are the best. So anyway, firstly, yes, Connor Pearson as Elder Cunningham. He might have been the most Cunningham that I have ever seen on that stage. He was so wonderful in the role. Like, he did his own thing again. Like, it was nice to see a fresh performance compared to what I'd seen from Tom Zander, because obviously I'd seen 3 performances from Tom Zander, so this was like a nice breath of fresh air to have someone new in the role. And he nailed it. He's got really, really strong vocals, nice charisma, just everything. And he has so much chemistry with the other cast and just everything. Like, he's so perfect. And as I say with everyone, I just love when they bring something new to a character. You know, like, they keep the character the same, but then they add their own little bits and quirks to it. And I think it just works. And for Connor, it definitely does work, because he was hilarious as Elder Cunningham. And I genuinely cannot wait to see Connor again. Not just meet him, but to just see him as Cunningham again, because he might have been one of my favourite Cunninghams I have ever seen, and that is 2. Obviously, I am kind of including Josh Gad, because slime tutorials. Obviously, the next guy I want to talk about is George Grayson, who was the second cover Elder Price, who made his debut on the Saturday of the 11th of February. Obviously, I saw the evening show, so I didn't actually see his debut performance. It was his evening debut, but not his official debut. I was talking to a lot of the ushers, because I love doing that. The front of house staff at Book of Mormon is so lovely. Even worse than when they recognised me, though. Anyway, yes, George Grayson made his debut as Price, and yeah, I was talking to some of the ushers, and they were just saying how absolutely wonderful his 2:30 show had been, and I kind of wish I'd been there. I did look at tickets while I was on the train down, as well as tickets from Back to the Future, but to no avail. The only Book of Mormon seats left were 2 of them, and they were £100 each, so I said no. But yeah, anyway, he was absolutely wonderful as Price, and obviously there are bits from Dom Simpson and Ben Tyler's performances that I'm quite familiar with, because I've seen Ben Tyler once and Dom Simpson twice in the roles. So there's a lot of stuff that I'm used to seeing in those roles. And you can tell that it was... I'm not saying this in a bad way, obviously, but you can tell it was his debut performance, if that makes sense. He definitely had the chemistry with the cast, but there are some things that... you know, say Stevie and Dom have together that they always do, because Stevie ships Book Pricely, obviously, but like, they have little, you know, gay undertone quirks that they perform on stage and like put in for comedic value. And obviously, I didn't get that with George and Stevie, but obviously, like, he'd probably only had the whole morning to rehearse, so I do not blame him for that at all. The fact that he did have the whole morning to just rehearse the show, probably, is really impressive, especially on a 2-show day where he's going in directly at 2:30. Like, he doesn't have the whole day until 7:30. Like, that's impressive. Yeah, I thought he was a really, really, really good Elder Price. I absolutely loved him. He kind of had a similar performance to Andrew Reynolds, but not in the way that I felt like he was copying him. Just that, like, the character was just really on point. It was the same kind of thing, though, where I feel like he hadn't really gotten used to sort of the other actors' quirks and what they do every night in the show, but that's because George doesn't do it every night, so again, I'm not blaming him for that at all. Actually, it was kind of nice to just see different interactions from different people, because that's always nice in a theatre, really. So yeah, those are my thoughts on Mormon with those new cast members. Obviously, I feel like tomorrow I'm probably going to see Dom again, but who knows, I could be completely wrong. Now it's time to talk about Newsies. Newsies was a phenomenal show for me. It's so immersive, but the first thing I will say is that I feel like the ticket prices do kind of differ depending on how much immersion the seat will give you. Because obviously I noticed that a lot of the things obviously happen near the front, because that's, you know, more accessible for the actors to be immersed in the audience. So I would say that definitely the seat price correlates to how much immersion you're getting, because it is supposed to be a very immersive show. And it is like a massive sort of warehouse theatre, and they've gone all out with the design of this thing. Like, when you go through the doors into the auditorium area, there is just so much, and it's the walk-in. They have like a huge corridor where you're walking in. I wish I would have filmed this. Where you're walking into the auditorium and it just looks like New York in that time period, and I love it. Like, it makes you feel like you're there. While we were waiting for the show to start, they had a lot of sound effects like horse-drawn carriages and chatter, just everything that, you know, made you feel like you were put into that place. I would say I had a pretty good seat though. Like, I could definitely see everything, and also I will say some of the immersion did happen on my side, so I'm not saying it's bad, you know, wherever you sit, because I feel like wherever you sit you'd get some immersion to some extent. I just feel like the prices also correlate to how much you're getting. I wasn't on an aisle seat, but I was sort of about 3 or 4 seats away from the aisle. And at the start of the show, and I think somewhere in maybe Act 2, or it might have been Act 1 still, one of the cast members fucking ziplined down that aisle, and I was like, whoa, that was so cool. Like, just the dancing and the movement and everything in this piece is so good. It's such a dance-heavy piece, and such a song-heavy piece, kind of like Hamilton in a way, but also not. I feel like it's actually a pretty, like, movement-based piece too. Like, I feel like a lot of the acting is done through the dancing to tell the story, which I think is really clever. I think they did some sort of dance breaks to change scenes and that kind of stuff. Like, that's the sort of stuff I mean when I say that the dancing progressed the story. So I guess you could say it's kind of a danceicle. No, but anyway, I absolutely loved Newsies. I don't think that I can really, like, pick out performances, because I feel like everyone was amazing. The performance of Santa Fe was really, really strong and really, really good. I did shed a tear a little bit, not gonna lie. But yeah, it was just really immersive, really fun. Confession, I had never really watched or listened to the entirety of Newsies before I went to that performance. Shocker. I know. It is definitely a show that I would see again. And this was, I think it might have been something that I experienced in Back to the Future, but the audience were rooting for these characters so much, and I love when an audience does that, because it makes the immersion feel a lot more real. As I said, Back to the Future was also kind of an immersive experience in a way, and Newsies was definitely meant to be immersive, and just having the audience react to things going on stage, even if it wasn't like the end of a song or, you know, 2 people kissed or whatever, like, there was just reaction throughout the entire thing, which made the immersion just work for me. Because I feel like in immersive theatre, you need to have the right audience, and I feel like that goes, like, the same way for the actors who are performing it. Like, they want an audience who is also feeling immersed and is going to act immersed. Obviously, when I saw some of the Mormon cast, I saw Tad, and he plays one of the Ugandan ensemble people. He also plays Black Jesus during Joseph Smith American Moses. And, you know, I was talking to him and I was saying, oh, does it get kind of boring doing it every night? And he was like, no, the audience actually does make, like, such a big difference. So I feel like with something so immersive like Newsies, I feel like it's the excitement that they're also getting a new thing every time that makes the audience excited, you know? So yeah, those are my thoughts on the new Book of Mormon cast members, as well as my whole experience at Newsies. I hope you enjoyed this video, because it actually took me the least amount of time to get out of all the videos on my channel, so you should be very proud of me. Anyway, I'm off tomorrow to see Book of Mormon twice. Evening with a friend who you've seen before in my other video where I saw Book of Mormon twice in one day. She can't come to the matinee though, so I'm going to do that solo. But then on Sunday, I'm seeing Back to the Future again. I'm going back to the Future, so stay tuned for that. Bye! This is just going to be a weird cut at the end of the video where I show you my little signed artworks that I got last time. I drew some more. This one was for Stevie of Ross. It's one of their little TikTok inside jokes. If you don't know what I'm talking about, literally just look at Stevie's TikTok. That whole TikTok account is absolutely incredible. This was the one I did for Connor, and he's been very kind to sign the bottom of that one for me. And then I did this one for Stevie, and he wrote "Turn It Off" on the Hell Dream art. He knows about McPrisley, I swear.